Hello students, let us continue further our discussion on chemistry in the chapter Basic Concepts in Chemistry. After knowing what is atomic mass, what is molecular mass, what is formula mass, then we go to the one more small bit, that is average atomic mass. This is what average atomic mass. Atomic mass in average is called as average atomic mass. Why this word is coined, average atomic mass? Normally we use atomic mass, but why this average atomic mass? For this, we have to use further extra knowledge. In chemistry, same element exists in 2 or 3 or more different forms. One best example is carbon. Carbon exists in more than 5 forms. Two important forms of carbon are, one is diamond, other one is graphite. So they are called as allotropic forms of carbon. In the same way, in nature, there are other forms of carbon also. They are called as isotopic forms of carbon. So in the nature, there are more than one isotopic forms of carbon. What are isotopes? Isotopes are the species of the same element having the same atomic number but different mass number. Why different mass number? Different mass number is because of the difference in the neutron number in the nucleus in their nuclei. This point already we have learnt in brief in the 9th class under the chapter isotopes and the isobars. So isotopes are the species of an element having same atomic number but different mass number. Difference in the mass number is exclusively because of difference in the neutron number in their nuclei. Okay. Now, when the same element or the same atom is existing in nature in different forms because of difference in the neutron number, then naturally we feel different mass number. For example, carbon exists in two forms, carbon 1, carbon 2. In carbon 1, there are 6 protons, 6 electrons and the 6 neutrons. Whereas in the carbon 2, there are 6 protons, 6 electrons and 8 neutrons. So by taking these data, now we will calculate the atomic number and the mass number of the two species of the carbon. Now first species, carbon, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, together 12. So atomic mass of that carbon is 12. Whereas atomic mass of the other carbon, where we have 6 protons and 8 neutrons, is 6 plus 8, 14. What is atomic number of these two? Atomic number definition, once again I will remind. Atomic number is the number of protons present in the nucleus or number of electrons revolving around the nucleus. Because electrons are busy around the nucleus, they are busy in the reactions or the interactions or the rearrangement. So their number is keep changing, keep fluctuating. Therefore, normally we don't take their number because they are busy in some activity. Therefore, it is the atomic number means it is the number of the protons which are undisturbed, unaffected at the center where we know it as a nucleus of that atom. Therefore, atomic number means it is the number of protons present in the nucleus. Right. Now, let us take the previous example. Just now we were discussing about the carbon. Carbon 1, carbon 12, both have same atomic number 6, 6, because 6 protons, 6 protons. Whereas if you see the mass number of these two, mass number of the first carbon was 6 plus 6 equal to 12, whereas the mass number of the second one was 6 plus 8 equal to 14. That means these two carbon species, they have the same atomic number but different mass number. These two are called as what? Isotopes of carbon. In the same way, there are many atoms in chemistry. They show isotopic forms. Every atom differ in their mass. So carbon 12 is 12 AMU, carbon 14 is 14 AMU. Then which mass you have to take? Therefore, we have to take the average of these two. Okay. Before taking average of these two, one more point we are forgetting here. The other point is what? Each species is available in what percentage in the nature. That means their abundance, their availability. How much percentage of carbon 12 is available in the nature? How much percentage of carbon 12 is available in the nature? That is important. So whenever we are calculating the atomic mass of the all the isotopic forms of the any element, we have to consider their availability, their abundance in nature. So after knowing their abundance, their percentage and their mass, when you add, that is called what? Average atomic mass of that atom. That's why, see, if you see the periodic table, most of the atoms, they have atomic mass in the decimal, not as whole number. Carbon has 12 point something, oxygen 15.99, not as a whole number 16. We take for calculation, but as per the science, their atomic mass are in the fractions. Why? It is because what? We have taken the average atomic mass of those atoms. Depend upon what? Depend upon their abundance in nature and which species occurs in what percentage in the nature. And afterwards we will add all those. That is the answer for the average atomic mass. Now we'll see. An element can have differing numbers of neutrons in its nucleus, but it always has the same number of protons. The versions of an element with different neutrons have different masses, and they are called isotopes. The average atomic mass for an element is calculated by summing the masses of the elements isotopes. Carbons isotopes, hydrogens isotopes, chlorines isotopes, like that. Each multiplied by its natural abundance on Earth. So on the Earth, how much percentage of that species available, that also matters. So we'll see with example. Excuse me. When doing any mass calculations involving elements or compounds, always use average atomic mass, which can be found on the periodic table. So the correct way of saying that, this is the whatever we see the atomic mass on the modern periodic table, it is the average atomic mass. Okay, right. Formula: average atomic mass of a general element equal to percentage abundance of first isotopic form, percentage isotope of the second isotopic form, and so on. At the end, percentage abundance of the nth isotopic form, because we don't know which element occurs in how many forms. Hydrogen in 3 forms, carbon in 2 forms, chlorine in 2 forms, we don't know. So after understanding the analytical chemistry, where in that branch they study about the isotopic forms, how many isotopic forms are there. If there are 10 forms, so 10 masses you have to add here. So percentage abundance of the first one, second one, third one, and last 10th one. That's why I have taken nth. So if you add percentage abundance of all the isotopic forms, that is the average atomic mass, AAV. Yeah. Now examples will clear. Please see, here is one example. Calculate the average atomic mass of potassium using the following data. Potassium occurs in 2 isotopic forms. One is K39 and K41. Their masses are, see here, why their masses are in the decimal here, fraction here. For this we will study in the second chapter under the what name of the chapter, structure of atom, where we take proton and what neutron same mass, but slightly, if you go, if you see the data, mass of neutron is slightly more than the mass of the proton. But for calculation purpose, we take both 1 AMU, 1 AMU. But if you want to go for the correct calculation, that time use the correct value for proton and the neutron. Neutron is a slightly meager amount, is heavier than the proton. So that is in the point. So because of the point mass of the neutron, and during addition of the p plus n, this comes. Okay, and that we study in the second chapter once again. But now here it is a K39 mass, this is a K41 mass, right? Now in what percentage they are available in the nature? K39 is available 93.12%, whereas K41 is available in the nature up to 6.88%. That means maximum amount is available only one form. This is there in the small amount, but available. So what to do? We will take both. What is the formula here? Percentage abundance of this, okay, and percentage abundance of this. Same thing written here. See, this is 93.12%, means what? 93.12 by 100. So point shifts here. That becomes 0.9312 of this. Same thing written here. So 9312 of this for K39. For K41, 6.88% of this. 6.88 by 100 of this. So shift the decimal because 100 is there. So it is 0.0688 of 40.962 that I wrote here. So 0.0688 of 40.962 for K41. So this is the answer for this one and this is for this one. Together the answer is 39.10. So this is the average atomic mass of potassium which we see on the modern periodic table. If any element is not occurring in the isotopic form, then it is the whole number, round number. Otherwise, because most of the elements occur in the isotopic forms, that's why atomic mass are in the fractions or decimals on the modern periodic table. Now we'll go for the second example. Here we are calculating the average atomic mass for magnesium. Magnesium occurs in three isotopic forms: 24, 25, 26, and their mass and their abundance: 78.70% of this plus 10.13% of this plus 11.17% of this. At the end, average atomic mass of magnesium is equal to 24.31. This one we will use for our calculation in our future classes. Now the most important concept of this chapter, known as the mole concept. This is the very important from 9th to lifelong. Therefore, this is very important. This is the relation between number and the mass given by a famous Italian scientist Avogadro. So mole concept is called as what? Avogadro concept. This chart will tell everything about the mole concept. See here. 1 mole in terms of particle. 1 mole of any substance contains how many? 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles of that substance. Means what? 1 mole of oxygen contains these many oxygen atoms. 1 mole of carbon dioxide contains these many molecules of carbon dioxide. 1 mole of glucose contains these many particles of glucose, and so on. So in terms of particles, 1 mole means it is a 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles of that substance. But if you go for in terms of volume, why volume I am using over here? Because elements and compounds not only occurs in the solid state or liquid state, they also occurs in the gaseous state. So for the gaseous elements, for the gaseous molecules, we measure in terms of volume. Therefore, whenever we speak mole in terms of volume, there is a relation. What is the relation? 1 mole means it is 22.4 liters of that gas, its mass. Or you can say in the reverse way, 22.4 liters of any gas at NTP means 1 mole. 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles of solids liquids means 1 mole. 22.4 liters of any gas means 1 mole of that gas at NTP. NTP means what? It is normal temperature pressure. So we do all experiments at NTP, normal temperature pressure. Normal temperature pressure means temperature equal to 20 degrees centigrade or 293.15 Kelvin, whereas pressure equal to 1 atmosphere or 760 millimeter mercury. So these two conditions are called what? Normal conditions. 20 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere are called as normal temperature pressure conditions, and under these normal conditions we measure all the experimental data. So 1 mole of any gas means what is its volume? Its volume equal to 22.4 liters. Number this is. Whereas in terms of mass, 1 mole of any substance means it's a gram atomic mass if it is atom, or 1 mole of anything, any substance is equal to, in terms of mass, what? It is the gram molecular mass if it is a molecule. If the substance is atom and if it is expressed in the gram, it is called as the gram atomic mass. If the substance is molecule and if the mass is expressed in the gram, it is called as the gram atomic mass. So in short, gram atomic mass is GAM and the gram molecular mass is GMM. For molecule, we use the word gram molecular mass. For atom, we use the word gram atomic mass. If you express it in the gram, one example, what is the mass of the one water molecule? It is 18 AMU. Only one water molecule is 18 AMU. If you express the mass of water molecule in the gram, 18 gram. 18 gram means what? 18 gram means not one water molecule. It is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of water. I think I have made it clear. So whenever we take gram atomic mass or gram molecular mass, that is called 1 mole, that contains these many particles. Okay. So here are some examples. This is the gram atomic mass of carbon, 12 gram. Gram atomic mass of sodium, 23 gram. Gram molecular mass of water, 18 gram. Gram molecular mass of carbon dioxide, 44 gram. Gram molecular mass of NaCl, 58.5 gram. Gram molecular mass of calcium carbonate, 100 gram. So GMM, GMM and GMM, here also GMM. But these two are GAM, because these two are atoms, whereas these four are molecules. Therefore, for these two, molecular mass in the gram is the gram molecular mass GMM. For these two, atomic mass in gram is called as the gram atomic mass. So whether you take gram atomic mass for atoms or gram molecular mass for the molecules, so whenever you take gram atomic mass or the gram molecular mass, that they are called as 1 mole, or they contain these many particles. So that is also called as what? 1 gram atom. Gram atomic mass is what? 1 gram atom. Gram molecular mass is what? Gram molecule. So this is because this is the ionic compound, so he is using the word formula mass. So it is called gram formula mass or gram formula weight of the substance. But one thing is very clear, only in one sentence: 1 mole of any substance contains 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles of that substance. Okay, if it is solid or the liquid, and if it is gas, 1 mole means its mass is 22.4 liters in terms of volume. And this condition holds good when you take respective gram atomic mass for atoms or gram molecular mass for the molecules. Okay, right. This is only told by the Italian scientist Avogadro, famously called as what? The most important concept of chemistry, the mole concept. Now we will go to the percentage composition. I think we will discuss this percentage composition in our next discussion. So before coming to the percentage composition, kindly go through all the previous discussion or the previous knowledge. So when you sit before the percentage composition with the previous knowledge, I think this small bit becomes very easy. Okay, hope you understood the previous concepts. Thank you.